Aibowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum. I am Janaka Rathnayake, a presidential candidate in the forthcoming presidential election. People do know me as the former chairman of Public Utilities Commission, PCSL, for the effort that I made against the government to reduce the electricity tariff. And if you all can remember right, the cabinet took a decision arbitrarily to increase the tariff hike, but as the chairman of the commission, I decided otherwise. The reason is that the tariff revisions are the subject of the commission, and I stood against the president, the minister, the cabinet and the government against the unreasonable tariff hike. And further, if you can remember right, in 2022, while the students are sitting for A-level exams, there were power cuts. I proposed to CEB and the government to get away from the power cuts especially during the exam times period and the days. But unfortunately, the cabinet, the minister and the government was not in favor. I went to take legal action, but I did not become successful, and therefore we know, all the students and the parents who did A-levels in that year know that students have to go through a lot of hardships while they were sitting for A-levels. Since I was against the tariff hike and fighting for the consumers and the public who are using electricity, the government decided to remove me from the commission. Therefore, they had a special debate and a vote where they secured 124 votes against me, and they terminated my services. It's the first time in Sri Lanka a commission chairman, a high ranking officer, was removed by the parliament. So, as I lost the opportunity to serve the people as the commission chairman of Public Utilities Commission, where they were the regulator for electricity, I thought that I need to continue my fight for the people. Therefore, only I decided to contest to become the president, to benefit and help the people to come out of their misery. Before I come to the economic issues of the country, let me introduce myself, my childhood, education and my career. I am hailing from Kandy, from a village called Dambavela. I had my primary education up to grade 4 from Gurudaniya Madhya Mahavidyalaya, then Damraja College, Kandy. Then I was selected to Sri Jawadanapura University to follow public administration. I had my postgraduate education from Colombo University. I had 2 opportunities to study during this period in Russia, Moscow, and America at Harvard. So, I am equipped with the necessary knowledge. Then I became an entrepreneur way back in 1991, and in 2000 I became the entrepreneur of the year, and I continued my business in IT, then diversified into building apartments and leisure. Coming from a village, through free education, I have become a successful, now a billionaire. While I was having my career in business, I got 3 opportunities to lead 3 government institutions way back in 2008 as the chairman of Merchant Bank Group, 2010 as the chairman and CEO of Export Development Board, in 2020 the Chief Commissioner and the Chairman of Public Utilities Commission. And during my 3 jobs at as a high-ranking officer, I did use this institution not to rob, not to make money, but to help the people. In 2008, everyone knows that we faced a severe financial crisis all over the world, and this financial crisis is second only to the Great Recession in 1993. And during this financial crisis, many companies, especially finance companies, banks, insurance companies had issues, and they had many financial issues. So, as the chairman of Merchant Bank, although I did not have banking experience, I came forward and managed more than 40 entities who had financial difficulties, and the institutions were revived, rehabilitated, and some businesses are still running. And I managed to rescue few lakhs of depositors who had deposits in these companies. And in 2010, as the chairman of EDB, I conducted Expo 2012, the largest exhibition and symposium, inviting more than 2,000 our buyers from the other countries. And if people can remember right, I branded Ceylon cinnamon and patented, especially in the markets like in USA and Latin America. In 2020, I had the opportunity to become the Chief Commissioner at Public Utilities Commission, where the act is very powerful, the regulator of utilities, as I mentioned. And during this time, we had lengthy power cuts due to the mismanagement of the government, and tariffs was raised by 300%, which I was against, and therefore I was removed from the commission. The first time in Sri Lankan history, a commission chairman, top ranking officer, was removed by a majority vote of these idiotic politicians. And now we have become a bankrupt nation. Our bankruptcy was declared officially 1.5 years back, and since then our debt has piled up to $100 billion US. And every citizen, even the infants, have become debt ridden. And the problem that we have at hand is not anymore a political issue, but it's a economic issue. These politicians who have come from generation have no plans because they lack common sense, they lack economic knowledge, they do not know income and expenditure, they know nothing. And by giving them a vote again and electing them, the country is not going to be out of this situation unless the voters this time use this opportunity to get a person, a successful entrepreneur, a successful top ranking government officer to run the country, because the economic problems that we have is immense. And these politicians who lack the knowledge in economy will ruin this economy further. And when I'm selected on the 22nd as the president of this country, I have a comprehensive plan which is very simple and summarized for the benefit of the people. Under the government, the 20 essential items including rice, vegetables, fruits, dry fish, the flour, milk, food, chicken and egg, 20 items which I have published in papers, will be given for 5 years at a compromise, a stable price, where you don't see market fluctuation on daily basis, because when you go to the market you will not know what are the prices that prevail due to this unregulated market conditions. And as the ex-chairman of PUCSL, I am quite familiar with the numbers of the cost of units of electricity. Electricity, water will be reduced by minimum 25 to 30%. The gas which they are selling at extraordinary prices will be subject to a ceiling of 2,500. And as I even remember, if people can remember right, I fought at the COP meeting saying that the fuel prices could be reduced by 200. Even now, with the prevailing prices in the world market, the fuel prices can come down by at least 150 rupees. And we know that our education system, transportation, agriculture, fisheries, and everything is in a mess because we do not have policies. These ignorant politicians will come into power one after the other. They are interested only in keeping the power, not benefiting the people. That's why I say that in forthcoming in the election, people should not use their hearts but the brain only when they are voting and selecting a future president who is conversant in economic affairs, international relations, and most of all the common sense. Then only this country can be developed, because as I told you, we have an economic issue, not anymore a public, and we know that 40% of our people do not have 3 meals a day, and they do not have enough supplies when it comes to health care. We have seen our deteriorated, rotting the transport system, and we have seen our fisheries industries are not doing good, and most of all there is a huge gap of income and expenditure of this country, around 10 billion. The candidate, the president who can provide a better solution to bridge the gap of your income and expenditure only can move forward this country. Otherwise, we will further perish and we will get into more debts. This IMF bailout is only less than $3 billion, and we cannot survive only from this IMF package. We need to enhance our revenues by doubling our exports, doubling our income from tourism, getting enough foreign investments, plus our remittances. We need to make sure 3 million of our workforce given vocational training and qualification for them to raise their bars in their workplaces and employ in other countries to earn enough revenues. What happens end of the day is, when people are having enough income, most of our problems will be solved. My solution is economy first, politics second. And on the 21st, the voters and the public of this country, use your brain, go to your voting place, select Janaka Rathnayake, and my symbol is a cup. Mark your vote and make sure you select an intelligent, educated, a person with economic knowledge to sail through this troubled period and become a developed nation within 5 to 10 years. Thank you very much.